Yes, hello, BFST threes. You're welcome to another topic, and we are going to look at product and inventory management. So, inventory management is all about um, making sure your company or your business or organization has the right stock at the right levels or in the right quantities, at the right place, at the right time, and at the right cost. So therefore, it is a systematic approach of sourcing, storing, and selling inventory. So here we look at both raw materials and the finished products. So it contains aspects of controlling and overseeing all purchases from suppliers as well as what customers need and controlling the amount of product for sale or order fulfillment. So, so your company's inventory management means that it might vary based on the channels of distribution and then the nature of products you're dealing in. However, knowing when to reorder and how much to order, where to store stock, and so on can quickly become a complicated process if the entire process is not handled or managed well. So inventory management is of great importance because it avoids spoilage. I remember some products expire or have a short shelf life. For example, most of the food products, and therefore, if you don't order them well to know when to stock, how much is needed on the market so that you stock the right quantities, even where to store it, some need a refrigerator. So if all of that is not managed, it can lead to spoilage. So therefore, managing that avoids spoilage. Then we avoid dead stock. A dead stock is different from spoiled stock. A dead stock is that stock that is no longer of interest to the customers, maybe probably because it went out of season, out of style. So that becomes dead stock. So if you're an inventory manager who just buys whatever and not first studying what is required on the market, you might end up having a lot of dead stock in your enterprise. Then it saves on storage costs because you purchase the right quantities and at the right time, so you don't have to incur a lot of storage costs, and then it provides better services to the customer. So there are different techniques that are essential in inventory management, and the first one is setting per levels of your products. For example, per levels are those minimum amounts of a product that you should have at hand at all times. That, for example, if you're dealing in production of a soft drink, you should have at least a given number of tons that is ready at all times. So that is setting per levels and that will help you in avoiding instances where customers come in and you don't have a product. So having more than what is enough or more than what can be taken up by the market. Then the other technique is first in, first out. So here we sell the oldest stock first before you go to the new stock, and then managing relationships. So managing relationships, here we look at because uh, it's very rare to find an enterprise where you're the source of raw materials, you're your own distribution channel, and you're the customer to yourself. So you have to make sure that all the people you deal with in the entire chain, for example, your suppliers, the people in charge of transport, your distributors, that relationship should be good, in that in case you need to return some stock somewhere, there is a good relationship in case you need your products to be transported as fast as possible. There is a healthy relationship where you just call someone and your stuff will be taken wherever they are supposed to be taken. So relationships should be managed well, and then you should have a contingency plan. So this is being able to handle emergencies. So if a problem rises, you should be able to come up with a contingency plan or steps on how to solve that problem. Then we have to do regular auditing. So you shouldn't just keep your stock and keep it there. So you have to have a system, either software or reports, and where you're supposed to know how much you have in stock. However, if this is not known, what you have in stock is not known, you might end up uh, being able to you might end up not being able to predict what your profits will be, or even how much you have and how much you have sold. So then the other technique is prioritizing the ABC system. So ABC systems basically analyzes a report to grade the value of your stock or the value of your products in terms of revenue. So we all know that you might be dealing in an enterprise where you produce or deal in different commodities or products, but then those commodities could be fetching different revenue or different income. So prioritizing ABC. So commodities or products that will fall in category A are those products that contribute 80% of your revenue. So therefore, as an inventory manager or an agribusiness manager, these stocks you should have more of this stock in your enterprise. Then the other percentage are the commodities that contribute 15% of your revenue. So as 15% seems low, at least it's better than what contributes 5% or less. So therefore you should have stock that contributes over 80%, should be more in your stock or your purchases, followed by that contributes 15 of your revenue, and then have less of what contributes 5. After all, it is not a major source of revenue. Then accurate forecasting, you should be able to anticipate, to speculate, to study the market. In 2 months to come, how will the market be behaving? Will the demand have increased or reduced? So as a manager, you should be able to do all of that. Then the other one is last in, last out. So last in, first out. Now this is the opposite of first in, first out. So this one assumes that what you've bought last probably was sold out first. So that is what is demanded for most. So your emphasis is always on what you've just brought in. So the other technique is just in time. So this is always a risk or a technique for risk takers. You only buy what has been asked for. So in most cases, you will even have to be buying stock almost every day, because whatever is ordered is what you bring in. So here you control on the storage cost. However, in case you might not be able to meet the demand, in case someone has demanded and you're not able to get the commodities at that exact time. So then the other technique is safety stock. So safety stock is that point where you decide the minimum amount or threshold you can have in your enterprise. That, for example, if I'm using an example of soft drinks, if you're to have at least 1 ton a day, so meaning every time you reach that threshold, you order or produce more. So you create a threshold where you need to either reorder or produce. Then the reorder point. So still it tells us the level at which it's time to replenish your stock. So those are the different techniques. Now we have the different inventory management methods, and these ones always depend on the type of product that is being analyzed. So the first method is the just-in-time management. So the company here saves a significant amounts of money and reduces weight by keeping only the inventory they need to produce. And so, like we've seen that the techniques up just in time, you only produce what is required on the market. Then materials requirement planning. So in this method, you forecast the raw materials or resources that you're going to have to be able to come up with an accurate plan of your inventory needs and communicate these needs to your suppliers in time. And then the other one is the economic order quantity. So from the word economics, so here we calculate the number of units a company should add to its inventory, with each batch order to reduce the total costs of its inventory while assuming constant consumer demand. So here you put in some economics that by looking at how much has been demanded, for example, in a week. So you use that to place your orders from the suppliers. So then the days of inventory. So this is a financial ratio, and it indicates the average time in days that a company takes to turn to its inventory. So this one includes goods that are a work in progress all into sales. So thank you so much. Please stay safe and read